So in this video we will cover cubes and cube roots. So the word cube is used for a solid figure which has all sides equal. Okay, so let's draw a solid figure with all sides equal. Now let us suppose that all the sides are equal, which means it's a three-dimensional figure, which means that every side A, B, C, D. So AB is equal to BC, BC is equal to CD, CD is equal to AD. And if we project it in the three-dimensional space, so let's say it is E, F, G, H. So FE is equal to EG and so on and so forth. So all the sides of the cube are equal. Also, the cube. So what is the cube of a number? So cube of a number. It is a number multiplied with itself 3 times. So 1 cube is equal to 1. 2 into 2 into 2 is equal to 2 cube is equal to 8. 3 into 3 into 3 is equal to 3 cube, which is equal to 27. 4 cube is 4 into 3 times, which is 4 cube, which is 64, and so on and so forth. Okay, so if you draw the table of the first 10 numbers, so let us complete this table. 5 into 5 into 5, so 5 cube is equal to 125, 6 cube is equal to 216, 7 cube is equal to 343, 8 cube is equal to I think 512, let me check it. 9 cube is equal to I think 729, 10 cube is equal to 1000. So you will notice that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So only 10 numbers exist from 1 to 1000 which are perfect cubes or perfect cubes. Okay. There are few things that you can notice here as well, that a number starting with 1 having 1 cube is ending in 1. Okay, you can also notice that an even number when multiplied with itself 3 times gives an even number, and an odd number multiplied with itself 3 times gives an odd number. So these are few things that you can see here. Now we will discuss other aspects of cube numbers. Now, one, adding consecutive odd numbers. Okay, so you will see that 1 is equal to 1, which is equal to 1 cube. Now 3 plus 5 is equal to 8 is equal to 2 cube. 7 plus 9 plus 11 is equal to 27, which is 3 cube. So what we are doing here is we are taking consecutive odd numbers and adding them, and we are getting these cubes. Okay, so in order to get the next cube, like 4 cube, so this series, the above series, is ending with 11. So you have to start the next series with the next set of consecutive odd numbers, because you will notice as we progress that suppose we have to find 4 cube, so we will add 4 consecutive odd numbers starting from 11. We will skip 11 here, so 13 plus 15 plus 17 plus 19 is equal to 64, which is 4 cube. So in order to get the next series, we will start with 21, 23, then 25 plus 27 and 29. So this is going to be equal to 125. This is 5 cube. Similarly, we will go for 6 cube, 31 plus 33 plus 35 plus 37 plus 39 plus 41. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the addition of this will give 216, which is 6 cube. So this is how we find cubes by adding consecutive numbers. So now we will go into the next property of cubes. Cubes and their prime factors. Cubes and their prime factors. Okay, so let's say 4 cube. So 4 cube is equal to 64. Now we will split this 64 into smaller parts. Let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in order to find factors or prime factors for it. So if we get, let's say suppose 4 will be multiply can be again split into 2 into 2. Let's see that. Let us suppose first I'll do the rough derivation, then we will do the fair derivation. So let's say 16 into 4 is equal to 64. Now the 16 can be split into 4 into 4, and we will copy this 4 from 4 above. Now this 4 will be split into 2 into 2. This 4, second 4 will be 2 into 2, and the third 4 will be 2 into 2. So we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 to the power 6. Okay, so it has been split into prime factor. Okay, 64 has been split into smaller numbers as a multiple of smaller numbers. So let's say we have taken a number 216. So when we split it, there's 6 into 6 into 6, 3 times 6. So 2 into 3 into 2 into 3 into 2 into 3. So 2 cube into 3 cube. Okay, this is how we split it into smaller numbers. So let us say we are splitting 729. So let's say 3 is the smallest number that seems to be a multiple of 729. So we will get 2, 4, 3. We will get 81 here. We will get 27 here. We will get 9 here. We will get here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 to the power 6. 729 is equal to 3 to the power 6. Okay. So this is how it goes on. Okay. So sometimes you will be asked a question like, the question would be, is 343 a perfect cube? We know from our earlier discussion that 7 cube is equal to 343. However, we are going to split it. So 7, 49, 7, 7. So 7 cube. Okay. So we are getting 7 3 times. So we know it's a perfect cube. We will take another number. Let's say, for example, question is 625 a perfect cube? So let's suppose we split 625. So 5, 125. No, 105. No. 125 only. 5, 25, 5, 5. So 5 to the power 4. Okay. So because 5 is coming 4 times, so we can club 5 3 times once and then into 5. So we know 625 is not a perfect cube. In order to make 625 a perfect cube, it needs to be multiplied by 5 into 5. We need groups of 3 in order for it to be a perfect cube. Okay, so whenever a number needs to be a perfect cube, if it can be split into prime factors with 3 multiplied by itself 3 times. Okay, so 5 cube would be a perfect cube for 125. Okay, 625 is not a perfect cube. We need 5 into 5. So in order to make so there will be a secondary question, what should be multiplied to 625 in order to make it a perfect cube. So the answer is 25 or 5 into 5. Okay, so these will be the questions which will be simple. Another type of questions that you may be asked is, suppose A is making a cuboid with length is equal to 15 centimeter, breadth is equal to 30 centimeter, and height is equal to 15 centimeter. So the approach to solving this problem is volume of the cuboid. So volume is equal to length into breadth into height. Okay, 15 into 30 into 15. So A is making a cuboid. Is this cuboid a perfect cube? And if not, what or how many more cuboids are needed for the same? Okay, so this is the question gonna be. So we will one of the answers can be simple. We already discussed that in order to be a perfect cube, length, breadth and height should be equal. So but just by looking at the question you can say that it is not a perfect cube. This cuboid is not a perfect cube because length is not equal to breadth and it is not equal to height. Okay. However, there is another way of solving this problem. We will find the volume of the cuboid, length into breadth into height, and now we are going to split it into smaller terms, prime factors. So 15 can be split into 3 into 5, 30 can be split into 3 into 2 into 5, and 5 into 3 for the last one. So 1 2 3, 3 cube, 5 is 1 2 3 5 cube into 2. So 2 is remaining alone. Okay, so in order to make it a perfect cube, what should be added? As we already discussed above, so 4 needs to be multiplied, which can be split into 2 into 2. So we will get 3 2's. Okay, so this is how the cuboid will be a perfect cube. So 4 more cuboids will be needed of the same length, breadth and height in order to make a perfect cube. So these are the questions that you will be asked. This should be simple. And so now we will be moving on to the next topics in this section. So let us discuss another question first. So there is another question. Is 1188 a perfect cube? If not, what smallest number should be divided to get a perfect cube? So let's see 1188. So 2, we will start with 2, 5, 94, 2, 9, 7. I think 3 should do it. 3, 9, 99. 3 again will do it, which is going to give us 33. 3 will do it again, so 11. So what we are getting is 2 square into 3 cube into 11. Okay. So here what we are seeing is that 1188 is not a perfect cube. It is not a perfect cube. And what should be divided here? So we need to find another smaller number. So what should be divided with 1188 to in order to get a perfect cube? So 2 square needs to be removed and 11 needs to be removed. So this is the quantity that needs to be divided from 1188, which is around 44. 11 into 4, 44. Okay. So this will give us a perfect cube. So now we will move on to the next topic for discussion. There will be few questions that will be asked on the basis of the above discussion. The questions will be simple and you can practice few of them. You can practice this whatever I've said above. So you can practice this. This should be enough to solve any questions. Okay. So one more thing I should clarify. I should have clarified it first. This is class 8th level. Okay. So that's that. Now moving on to the next topic. This is cube roots. Now finding cube roots. Okay. So this is the symbol of finding a cube root. A cube symbol with 3. Okay. So in order to find a cube root, so let's find the cube root of 100 and let's say 216. So from our previous discussion we already know that 6 cube is equal to 216. So cube root of 216. Okay, so 6 cube 3, so this 3 cancels out. 6 is going to be our answer. Okay, so let us just create a table for our first 10 numbers. So cube root of 1 is 1, cube root of 8 is equal to 2, cube root of 27 is equal to 3, cube root of 64 is equal to 4, and so on and so forth for the next 10 numbers. You can do it, there's hardly anything. Okay, now we will discuss finding cube roots through another method. This method is called the prime factorization method. Prime factorization method. Okay, so let's say find the cube root of 74,088. This is the question that has been given to us. Now what we have to do is we have to split 74,088 into smaller prime factors with groups of 3. For the same prime factor there should be groups of 3. Okay, that will cancel out easily. Okay, so we will start breaking down 74,088 into smaller parts. Okay, so 74,088. So we'll start with 2. 8, 16, 5, 22, 2, 61. Then I think it is going to go with 3. And again 3. Then again 3. Then 343, we know it's 7 cube. So this should be simple. Okay, so what we have been able to find is the prime factors are 2 cube, 3 cube, 7 cube. Okay, so the entire thing under root 3. So this gives us 2 into 3 into 7. So cube root of 74,088 is 42. Okay, so here there may be another question. Let us suppose that I will take this example because it will be easier to explain you. So let us suppose that it had not been 74,088 but 74,088 into 2. Okay, so here what we have and we had to find the cube root of 74,088 into 2. Okay, so we already know that 74,088 would have gone out for 42, and the residue would have been this under root 2 with 3 above the bracket. Okay, so what you can understand, I don't think this is part of the discussion where how you will expand this particular bracket 3 under root 2, but if sometimes a question, it might pop up, it might not, but just for discussion's sake I'm doing this. So if something like this, a number something like this is given to you, so this is going to be the expansion of this. 42 will be outside, and then there will be a small number which is going to be inside. You don't need not worry about it if something like this is asked. Okay, then this above example is good enough to make you solve any question that is asked on the basis of prime factorization method. Just for discussion's sake, I will discuss one more example with you. So let us say find the cube root of 13,824. Okay, so we will go by the same method. This is start with 2. So 9, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, no 3, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 to the power 9 into 3 to the power 3. So when it goes to under root, it will give us, I think, 2 to the power 3 into 3. So that is 8 into 3, 24 will be the answer. Okay, so this is going to be a extremely easy one. There won't be a hell lot of problems with this. Okay, now we will find cube root through another method. Okay, so cube root, find a cube root. Okay, so the above two methods of cube root should be enough. There is another method which is called a lump sum method or an estimation method. Of finding cube roots. Okay, so let us say that a number has been given to us. Let us say a number is 4, 5, 6, 8, 7, 5. So what we do is we group them into numbers of 3 starting from right. Okay, so let us suppose the number had been 1, 7, 8, 9, 6. So we will group the first the last three digits together, we will group the next two digits together. Okay, in the above example there are three digits that have been clubbed together starting from the left because the number itself permits it. In the second number we will start with the last three and then the second two. Okay, so what we do is, see, the last digit or the unit digit is 5, so there is a good possibility that 5 cube gives 5. 5 cube is equal to 125, so the last digit is 5. So there is a possibility that the last digit of this particular number is 5. Now 456, we know that 7 cube is equal to 343 and 8 cube is equal to 512. So 456 is a little bit closer to 8. Oh, sorry, yeah, 8. 512 than 343. Okay, so there is a good possibility that our answer lies between 75 and 85. Okay, so because 456 lies somewhere in between 7 and 8, 7 cube and 8 cube, so our answer will lie somewhere in between 75 to 85. Okay, this we will use the same approach here. So 17,896, so we know 6 cube is equal to 216, so 6 here at the units place because 6 cube gives us 216. So there is a possibility that 6 might be at the units place of the answer. Okay, and for 17 we know that 3 2 cube is equal to 8 and 3 cube is equal to 27. So there is a good possibility that the answer might be 26 or might be 36 or something in between them. So this is called the estimation method. At times you will get the correct answer, at times you will get a lump sum answer. So this is a method that has been discussed in certain books, so I'm discussing it. You may or you may not get the real answer based on this. You can go by prime factorization method if you like, but this is how estimation method works, so you can practice few examples on the basis of this. Okay, so this I think will conclude our discussion with cubes and finding cube roots and finding perfect cubes. The you can practice few questions on the basis of this. This should be simple, and I think the above discussion should help you in understanding them. Okay, thank you.